changing lives.
Good evening and welcome to the Law Chambers, where legal matters are discussed from a Christian perspective. The name is Anita Delight. Yes. It's been a long break, a very long break. What did I break? Oh, I say, and there are lots of programs in December, so we scheduled everyone as year for. We have a lot of programs and like the 10-day prayers. I hope you prayed. Yeah, very important. It's very important. We start the year right with God. And so we had to shift it to today. So we've resumed, yes. We've resumed and we're going to complete season 6. We have 4 more episodes to go, and hopefully we'll be able to finish it and then go for a very short break and then come back with season 7. Very short break. It depends on our producers, of course. So welcome to the Law Chambers. We've discussed so many things. Do you remember some of them? Just think through. We did the legal system, we did the civil versus the criminal system. We looked at some of the legal institutions, like I think the Attorney General was here, Legal Aid was here. We also did the jury system. We've done plea bargain, rights to information. We had the journalist here with the Rights to Information Commission here. So many things, right? So today we are going to look at the legal system again, some of the institutions in the legal system. And yes, we looked at the Attorney General, we looked at Legal Aid, but now I want us to look at some sensitive institutions that is often not talked about, and some are so talked about that it's not even funny, but some too they are not talked about at all. So I've meshed the two of them together. So today we are going to look at IOCO, we are going to look at the police, and we are going to look at immigration. Why these 3? We'll delve into it very shortly. So if you have any questions, any contributions, you know the number already. You call us on 0559 680066. Send the message to 0559 680066. So as I always do, I have to introduce my guest, right? So let me start with my so someone is asking me where is Atta? Atta is not feeling well. Atta is not, our sign language interpreter is not feeling well. Today he had an emergency, and so all we are saying is that Atta, please get well soon, because next week we want you back. Let me introduce my guest. So let me introduce the popular one. You see, the police. They are more popular. Let me introduce him first. So I have with me ASP Mr. Benjamin Bayfi. Mr. Bayfi, ASP Bayfi, is also a lawyer in very good standing. He's a senior police detective. He's an instructor and a prosecutor. He's with the legal office at the Criminal Investigation Department, CID headquarters. He's been a police officer for over 20 years. And he served in all the departments, almost all of them, various ones. When it comes to his background, he's very interested in criminal investigations, operational planning, counterterrorism, AI-based policing. AI-based policing?
Yeah.
Huh? We'll get there. He's very interested in cybersecurity, digital forensic, money laundering. That's one. I think an instructor with the National Police Training School. So if you've been a police officer for a while, he was one of your trainers. Then when it came to subjects in law, that was one of his fields. He's also been an instructor for private security officers and officials when it comes to law enforcement. And when they need a police person to train them, usually he's the go-to person. He has a degree in psychology and sociology. Oh no, no psychology. He has an LLB, of course. He's completed law school, and he also has a master's in digital forensic and cybersecurity degree from GEMPA. Esquire. Counsel.
My dear sister.
22 years with the police service. That's a while.
I think this year is my 23rd year. I joined the police service in 2003.
That's fast.
Yeah, that time I don't want to say anything.
Oh, we will say it for you. If you don't say it, we'll say it for you.
So I've been policing for some time now.
Oh, wow.
So 2003 to now is just about, in December I'll be 23 years as a police officer.
Yeah.
23 years.
That's a good combination with the law and with instructing, with the teaching.
Yes, you see, teaching is a good call. You know, Jesus himself was a teacher. And
great teacher.
The one who teaches always learns. And when you learn, you need to impact. So this is one of the things we do to make sure that we don't become rusty.
Yeah.
And we still leave the fire burning. And we still continue to be...
I think I have to go back to teaching.
Yeah, it's a good call. It's a good call. So,
all right. So you are wondering who was the lead, flyer animal. Okay. So she is Kate Adompoka Atanga. I hope I got the name. I didn't butcher her name. I hope I didn't butcher her name. She's a lawyer and she's with the she's a legal officer at the Legal and Prosecution Unit of EOCO. What is the EOCO? What's the full meaning of EOCO? Economic and organized crime. That is it. We'll ask a lot of. She's been a prosecutor and seasoned investigator with over 15 years of experience with EOCO. She holds a BA in Geography and LLB, a BL, and she has an LLM in Alternate and Dispute Resolution, that's ADR. She's also a member of the Institute of ADR Practitioners. Has served across the Secretariat Human Trafficking Unit. When it comes to gaining strong experience in complex investigations and inter-agency collaboration, she's a go-to person. Counsel, you're welcome.
Thank you, Anita.
Why prosecution? Why investigation? What was the passion there?
Actually, investigations normally goes with prosecution, and then looking at our mandates. It's always the best to have a prosecutor who was once an investigator. At least you'll be able to understand the cases in depth, and you'll be able to direct the investigators as to areas they should go to. That is when it comes to prosecution. So I think it goes hand in hand. Yeah.
It will be an interesting one, yeah?
Very interesting.
Have you got to a place where someone tried beating you up?
As in what?
Someone trying to beating you up because you're investigating them?
There have been several cases.
Actually, I think that's why I get scared.
Yeah, there have been several cases.
We'll get there. So let me also introduce my final guest. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here because of some personal reasons, and we wish him a speedy recovery. He is Frank Ofori-Appontey. Frank is the Chief Superintendent of Immigration with the Ghana Immigration Service. He is the head of the National Documents Fraud and Forensic Expertise Center Airport. So when you go to airports, like when it comes to fraud issues and everything, he's the head there. When it comes to document security for national security, he's the expert there. He also works with the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. He also works with International Criminal Police Organization, Interpol, and he's also with the West African Police Information System, WAPES. Mr. Appontey.
Yes, madam.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I hope you are faring better.
Yeah. It's just that I cannot disappoint you because I know how important this program is to you and your listeners, including myself. So this is an accident that I didn't anticipate to happen. So I have to manage the pain and unfortunately be on the program from my home. It is getting better. I hope maybe in the subsequent editions, I'll come there stronger. We are going to have a more fulfilling communion interaction. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we are even grateful that in your ailment, you still have availed yourself. We are very grateful. And I think the gentlemen, if you're an Adventist, you know the gentlemen and Adventists, right? They used to be at Madina Central SDA Church and they left us. They left us. They left Madina Central. And because of that, I said I'll not talk to them. But because of this show, I had no choice. I had to go and call them. Yeah. So when it comes to the SDA Church, we have very capable young men and young women who are now taking up the mantle. And we thank God so much. Don't worry, Kate, I'm not taking you out. I'll invite you to my church. So let's delve in. So Frank, when we talk of immigration, what's the work of immigration, and specifically your unit? What work do you do, and how does that impact the life of the ordinary Ghanaian?
Okay. One thing I keep saying is that when such questions are asked and you cannot explain it very well to the understanding of, let's say, a KG1 or KG2 people, then you yourself, you don't know your mandate as a security officer. So I don't know who is watching. So I'm going to be very basic. Yes. Maybe children are also listening and they will have interest in whatever we are saying. So I'm going to be very basic with the explanation. It's like asking me a very simple question as, what does the Ghana Immigration Service do? And specifically, what do I do in my unit as an immigration officer? Am I right so far?
Yes, please.
Yes. Okay. So the Ghana Immigration Service has the mandate to regulate and monitor the movement of people across our international frontiers, the entry, the exit, and what the people come and do in the country is of interest to us. Whatever activities they are engaged in as Ghanaians and even foreigners is of interest to us. We also handle visa issues for would-be travelers who wants to come to Ghana, people who are in the country and wants to regularize their stay by way of acquiring permits is also our mandate. And one of the key things we do is to help in protecting the people from migrating illegally to do dangerous things outside Ghana. Specifically, my office also helps national security, contribute to national security by ensuring that whatever people do with documents, because you know when people are traveling, they don't travel alone, they travel with their identities. So the kind of identities people carry is of interest to us as national security. And my center, which is the Document Fraud Expertise Center, we don't only do forensics, but we provide first-hand information on document security, be it travel document, be it security document, be it identity document. The authenticities of these documents is very key to our national security, and that is what we do. How we do it, maybe in the discussion, you will get to know. So, in a nutshell, we control the borders and some aspects of internal security too. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Frank. And so let me come to Kate. Kate, when we say Yoko, the full meaning, what's your mandate? And how should we be interested in it? Why should we be interested in it? Why should the ordinary Ghanaian be interested in the work of Yoko?
Thank you, Anita, and good evening to your viewers. So when we talk about Yoko, Yoko is an economic and organized crime office. It's a statutory body established by the Economic and Organized Crime Office Act 2010, Act 804, with a mandate to prevent, detect, investigate, and with the authority of the Attorney General, prosecute specialized crimes such as economic, financial, and organized crimes. The office also have the mandate to recover proceeds of crime. And in so doing, what the office does is that during investigations, if there are proceeds of crime, we first of all will seize the proceeds of crime or the tainted properties. We'll seize and then we'll go ahead to freeze. And then we then confiscate the properties. So in so doing, we are able to recover the proceeds of crime. So in a nutshell, YOCO is just a specialized institution that is into investigation of specialized crimes such as economic and financial crimes.
Thank you so much. Maybe the police.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Anita. Police is a creation of law as well, and when you look at Article 200 of the 1992 Constitution, it talks specifically about police, the creation of police, and the basic mandate of police. And the mandate of police is to, first of all, prevent crime, deter the crime if it is committed. We have the mandate to enforce law and order or maintain law and order, public safety, protect property. And all these things are basic responsibilities of the police. And aside the constitutional provisions that gives the police, create the police, there's also another act, Act 350 of 1970, that also gives the day-to-day running and the structure of the police. And these are the basic things that we do every day: crime prevention, investigation, apprehension of criminals, prosecution. Prosecution largely is the responsibility of the Attorney General, but the Attorney General has given fiat to police to prosecute at the lower levels of the court. So these are things that we do every day: maintenance of law and order. So if you look at maintenance of law and order, it's largely police responsibility. Other agencies or other security agencies, in the past, most of the things that we see today, like the responsibilities of YOCO and all those things, they were all mandates of the police. But as society begins to evolve, they realize that we need specialized department to take some of the responsibilities, and so on and so forth. So policing is very broad. It's very, very broad. But largely, when everything happens, it stops at the door of the police. Maintenance of law and order, making sure that things are running properly. The maintenance of law and order also comes with the traffic direction and all those things. So the police mandate is very wide. And to be brief, the core ones: crime prevention. When I talked about AI, my interest in AI and policing and crime prevention, we can use those tools also to prevent crime very well. And when crime is prevented, or if we can also live without crime, anyone who tells you that we can only minimize it. We can only minimize it and make sure that it's reduced to the barest minimum. So if those who will go ahead and commit a crime, we have to investigate, apprehend them, and if you are found culpable, you'll be prosecuted. These are all mandates of the police. Yeah. So to look at the issues in a very, very tactful manner, police have a broad mandate, a very broad mandate. That's why we have different department, agencies, and units that handle various aspects of the policing things that we do. So largely, that's what I can say.
Okay. So now let's delve in proper. So when we look at the police, when it comes to every crime, you are the first stop.
Yes.
And so when it comes to you and you think that maybe it's for another agency, you transfer the matter to that agency. So let's say, for example, you think YOCO is better suited. Do you refer the matter to YOCO? YOCO comes to you and picks the matter. How does that work? How does the collaboration work?
You see, the interagency collaboration exists already. But you see, the laws that create YOCO gives it the mandate of what they can handle. YOCO will not come and be investigating a robbery matter unless there's a consequential effect of what the robbery has then EOCO may have something to do with it. EOCO will be investigating stealing, but not stealing of those who are going to Medina Market to go and take banana from the woman who is selling in the shop. No. But they are looking at stealing at a different level. And that level will be like serious corruption issues and all those issues that relates to that one. But largely, you will not see somebody walking to the police station to come and lodge a complaint, and the police will say, we can't investigate this one. This must go to this agency.
Oh, okay.
We can't, because, for instance, at the CID headquarters, investigation will commence by a petition. By the police station, you walk in and say that, I was walking by the roadside, somebody slapped me. And they say, oh, we can't handle this one. So go to, okay, somebody sent me a message and threatened me that ABCD. They say, oh, because it's cyber related, we can't handle it. No. Okay, we have a contract with another person and he has defrauded me. And because we say the amount involved, we can't handle it. No, it doesn't happen like that. The mandate of EOCO is very clear.
Yeah, but let me read the devil's advocate here. So we do know that when it comes to civil matters, it's not a criminal matter, so the police shouldn't come in.
Of course.
But we know of cases where it's civil matters and the police have come in.
I do not know. I don't know this one.
You don't know those ones.
I do not know. If you know,
maybe the cases that start from civil and then
has a criminal
element, like defrauding, defrauding by false pretense. You know, normally you start with contract. I promise to provide you this, and later you are unable to provide it.
Then when you stretch a matter, there can always be a criminal element to it, because let's suppose that two people are fighting over a land, okay, and it's a land dispute, so go to court. However, the police will, I had one such case, it was quite interesting. The police were like, how they are fighting, they are disturbing the peace. And so the police, you have to step in to ensure that they do not disturb the peace. And I was like, this was a good one.
Yeah.
But you see, there's one thing. Before, the police are trained in such a way that most of our people are not lawyers. But believe you me, you go to a police station and a constable is able to tell you that these are the elements that I need to see to suffice for me to say that this is a criminal matter. By the training that we are all given, we are able to tell what is civil and what is criminal. And if anybody is delving so much into a civil matter, we have superiors, we have the echelon. If the station officer is unable to decipher, the district officer will be able to do that. The crime officer is also there to be able to do that. So largely, we don't see police officers handling civil matters per se. But if it comes to the attention of administration, they will ask them that, look, at this stage, when you lodge a complaint, the police cannot send you away.
Okay.
The moment you walk to the police station, the station diary.
So if you are a lay person, goes to the police station, want to lodge a complaint, and they tell you they cannot, it's not possible. It shouldn't be possible.
It shouldn't be the case, because they are supposed to take your complaint. The station officer can refuse a case at any time. Yes. But the complaint should be taken. When they take the complaint, record it, refer it to an investigator. The investigator commences investigation and says that, oh, your matter has no basis, so the docket is closed. The docket closed can always be open if there's evidence that the matter is criminal. So the police station is a place that you can always walk to and speak to the police when you have issues. And when you go there and the person decides that, okay, I'm not going to take your complaint, there's another structure that you can move on to.
So give us some of the structure. Right?
Okay, so we have police post. That is the communities that maybe is manned by 2-3 police officers, maybe handled by a sergeant now, or maybe an inspector. But you go to a station manned by a chief inspector, or an inspector can be a station officer, and they can be handling these issues. So when you walk to the charge office, the first desk you see at the charge office, you see somebody sitting behind the counter. There's an NCO who takes your complaint, and there's another orderly who writes it into the diary. The diary is there to take all, I would say, all kind of nonsense, to use best. Everything you walk to the police station to say it, they have to take that complaint and investigate it. And but don't forget, if you deceive a public officer too, that is also it's a criminal offense. So it doesn't mean that when you know what the complaint you are going to make is not truthful, you don't have basis. You just, because we are saying that,
you can
walk into the police station and lodge a complaint, so you wake up and just go and say anything. It's not like that. So from the station, you go to the district. So it's that, from that level, a senior police officer, a commissioned officer handles a district. At the district level, you meet a crime officer. So at the station too, you have detectives, which ordinarily people call CIDs. CID is a department, criminal investigation department, but the people who are in the department are detectives. So you see the person say, I'm detective constable, so and so, detective sergeant, so and so. They are plainclothes officers. They are not uniformed. Then you move from the district, you go to divisions. Then division, you go to region. Then region, you come to headquarters.
Okay, so those people who go to the normal police station and there's an issue and they report straight to headquarters, is that allowed?
You can log, you can petition the IGP at any time. You can write to the Inspector General of Police and he will still refer to the Director General CID for investigation.
Okay.
You can petition depending on the volume or the nature of the matter. You can petition the Director General CID directly, and there are department and units at the CID headquarters that will investigate your matter.
Okay.
But sometimes you can petition the Director General CID and they will still refer you back to a district or a station that this matter doesn't warrant to be at the CID headquarters for investigation. So go back to where the thing happened for them to there are much expertise there to handle it.
Handle the matter.
So
I'll be back. Also. I'll be back. Frank. Yeah. Hello, Frank. Please, are you there?
Okay.
Hello.
Yes. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you now. So, Frank, I'm with you in respect to your office. So, please, can you tell me some of the work your office does, and when it comes to National Fraud and Forensic Expertise Center? Usually when I think of immigration, all I think about is the people when you're going outside the country, they are there, either at the border or at the airport, and they always worry you and want, when you are bringing things inside, they'll tell you give them some, otherwise they'll not let you enter. That's all I know. So please educate us a little bit about your office, and what are some of the tail things you want us to know?
Thank you very much. I am very happy for what the policeman just said. He has actually summarized most of the things I want to say. I would just want the public to know that the Ghana Immigration Service, the police service, and some other security agencies, though our mandates may differ into details, it is surprisingly similar in a way, because our final aim is to guarantee national security for our citizens. That is number one. Number two, the Ghana Immigration Service, just like the other services, to have specialized units. And before I even go there, we were once part of the police service, for your information. Most people don't know that immigration and police used to be one.
Yes.
Before we got separated and we had our own establishment through the Act, the Immigration Act 2000, Act 573. So we also have specialized units that handles almost every aspect of criminalities relating to what we do. And one of these specialized units is the Document Fraud and Expertise Center. This is so because if I have to give you a brief history about our establishment, those days traveling wasn't complex like this. And you can't determine what should warrant or the reason for which somebody should move or travel. By all means, human beings will travel from one place to the other for various reasons which I cannot mention, or time will fail me to mention all. And when people are traveling, they travel with their identity, as I mentioned earlier on. So some years back, traveling was very simple. You just get your simple passport. Some of the passports were even handwritten with your photo. You paste your photo in it and you are able to travel. But as the policeman rightly said, we can't guarantee a society that is free of crime. So human beings are always looking for advantage over or advantage in how to circumvent state laws to their personal whatever. So in doing that, a lot of criminal activities also goes on in traveling. Whether the people are traveling alone or they are traveling in groups or with items, it is the duty of the immigration officer to ensure that who is crossing this border into our territory and who is leaving our territory and with what. So the purpose of travel becomes very key to the immigration officer. So those days, before the establishment of my office, we used to have the fraud office at the Kotoka International Airport, where people travel to, let's say, UK. Then when they get there, they post their passports back to Ghana. Other family members just remove the pictures out of it. We call it intuition. If you have heard it before, intuition.
Yeah.
That's to which remove and put another one in. So it was a type of crime that was ongoing. And there should be a way for us to detect, because the society was getting so complex that documentation was so important for every aspect of societal engagement. So the fraud office was established to have an oversight responsibility on travelers, especially at the Kotoka International Airport, because that happens to be the action spot, the eye or the gate to the country. However, over time, we realized society needed some kind of assistance from our officers, or in terms of the services we render. And the Kotoka International Airport is a restricted area, so you cannot just walk in that I want to go in and go and check A or B or C. Hence, in 2010, through the support of the European Union, the Document Fraud and Expertise Center was established as a national office to operate purely as a back office, providing first-hand information on authentication of documents, be it travel, security, or identity documents. And we do this in collaboration with other stakeholders within the document security management chain, like the issuing authorities. I'm talking about NIA, Birth and Death Registry, the Registrar General's Department, Attorney General Department, in documents like affidavits. These are key documents that without the help of the issuing authorities, we can't authenticate them within real time. So my office doesn't operate in isolation. We operate as a ring with our office centered to provide the links, and we leverage on our access to database, because we have data, a lot of data sitting with us on travelers. So for instance, if the judicial services needs an information concerning a particular person, they might suspect that the person might have possibly traveled before, so let's go to immigration to help us. We should be able to help the judicial services. And as I speak to you now, most of the files on my desk or on our desk now are from the police CID unit. files on lease documents, signature verification. In fact, I'll give you the fraud typology now in the country on some that I could talk about briefly, like birth certificates, people forging birth certificates for whatever reason, and these are source documents. So once they are able to forge them successfully, then they are able to use them as source documents to acquire other documents like passports, etc. So, and it will interest you to know that even as I speak to you now, people are even forging death certificates. There are people who are alive.
Death certificates, as in their own deaths or the death of family members?
Yes, people are alive, but their certificates have been forged, and certain claims have been made on their behalf as dead people. So the police, the police are doing a lot to help, and we are also there to help them because our office has developed into a fully fledged back office capable of providing information, authentication, investigation on all these travel security and identity documents for national security. So in a nutshell, what we do is to help sanitize the system, because most of these crimes that we talk about, especially the transnational crimes, are deeply rooted in document fraud. Initially, when we talk about document fraud, people don't give it attention because they think, oh, what is document fraud? Until the 9/11, then the world realized that documents are even more dangerous than weapons, because the people who boarded the flight to carry out their nefarious activity boarded with documents. It was the document that permitted them or gave them access to the flight. Hence, document became very important in the course of national security, to the extent that one French judge have to conclude that to the terrorist, his document is more important to him than his weapon. So when he's able to enter into your territory with the forged or false documents, getting a knife or access to a gun to carry out his activity is not much a problem as having to cross the frontier with those forged documents. Hence, it is very important that our activities as immigration officers remain very key in securing our territorial integrity as a country. So if you ask of our specific contribution to national security, though it will be difficult to point out one because it comes in diverse forms, I can say in terms of document security, we provide that for national security. And by our interaction with the public and also as end users of our travel documents, we are privy to a lot of crimes that people perpetrate with these documents. So through that, we are able to give advice, yes, national advice on what needs to be changed in some of these documents, because the areas of abuse are known to us. So in the recent passport that was launched, which is the new chip embedded polycarbonate passport, we provided all the expertise in terms of security inputs to preserve the integrity of the document. And we did so because we looked at our gadgets that we have at the moment and the structure of our border security to provide certain security input for our officers at all levels of checks to ensure that nobody goes somewhere trying to impersonate himself as a Ghanaian and go and commit a crime in our name that will affect the ordinary Ghanaian sitting somewhere thinking about himself. So
that's so true. That's an area I'll be coming to you shortly on, because you know Ghanaians, most of them are not. When we go to other countries, we have this goodwill. When you're a Ghanaian, these peace-loving people, and I don't want to mention them, so other countries are using our frontier to go into other countries, and they are muddying the waters there. But that's an area, one of the questions I'll be coming to you with very soon. So we have Eric Kwabena. Eric Kwabena is saying, yes, so good evening. Believers in the name of Jesus Christ. Hey, hello Kwabena. Hello Kwabena. We are so happy you are with us. So let me go to Kate. Frankly speaking, when I hear of Yoko, the first thing that comes to mind is those people who come to our houses and be breaking down our walls, and they want to enter into our houses and be wanting to look onto our computers, and that's a thought that comes to mind. But when I was reading around Yoko, I'm like, your work is to really stop crime before it even begins, if it's possible. So if you have an ordinary person listening to us right now, and you want to go into some of the important details of Yoko and your work, what will you tell this person? Media can't change my mind, but maybe the ordinary can change your mind.
Okay, Anita, thank you for the question. I understand where you're coming from, because I've also had people who have confronted me with such a question. But what I want to tell the public is that Yoko is, like what the police said, is just a specialized institution that is into investigating of white collar crimes, like money laundering, like human trafficking, like tax fraud, such as maybe tax evasion, like some of the serious offenses like people smuggling, illicit trafficking, and so many others. So Yoko is just a specialized institution that is into these kind of crimes. So it is not to say that they go out to maybe, like you said, that they say go out to maybe break buildings and all that. It's just a specialized institution that I think that the act, like I said, established to go into these specialized crimes, like financial crimes, like complex financial crimes. You see, so Yoko is basically into those kind of crimes.
So if I say, give me the basic steps as to how the work is done. Like.
Okay, so the work first is it begins with a complaint.
Okay.
Or
but can you by yourself realize there's something going on, and you by yourself can start investigations, or you always need a complaint? Like Shraj was here and they always need a complaint.
No, we by ourselves can initiate investigation. So what we also do is to monitor. So in our monitoring exercise, if we realize that a crime is about being committed or is being committed, we go into that. Aside the entertaining the petitions and the complaints. So when, let's say, if a case is reported or through monitoring exercise we get a case, then our executive director will assign the case to a unit, and in that unit we'll have investigators. So the investigators who do the investigations, basically they'll be relying on the facts, the documents, intel. They don't deal with assumptions, they don't deal with rumors, so it's evidence based. So without evidence, you won't find a Yoko officer arresting. You see, so when they get the evidence, then they zoom into the arrest, if possible, if a suspect is being identified. Sometimes some of the investigations, when it's ended, you realize that there's not even a suspect, and sometimes the complainants themselves turn suspects. You see, they come to complain, and later through investigations, they turn suspects. So basically, that's what Yoko does. So when we arrest, then after investigations, the docket is forwarded to legal, that's my unit. And we also do a review. So if we realize that the docket is ripe for prosecution, as in we have the elements of that crime, then we prosecute. We also have the fiat.
Okay.
We have the fiat
from the AG, the Attorney General's office.
Yeah, to prosecute.
Okay. And Yoko is an agency under the Attorney General's office.
That is right.
So you prosecute, and then the court will take it up from there. But is it possible that when you are investigating a matter, you realize that at the end of the day, there's no substance? And so if there's no substance, what happens to the people? You know, sometimes you don't grant them bail and all that. What goes into that?
No, so when you talk about bail comes in when there's a suspect. If there's no suspect, then you don't have bail. You see, so when the person is arrested, obviously the person will be granted bail within 48 hours. So if the person is granted bail, is asked to reappear or report. So whilst he's reporting, investigations too are ongoing. So if along the way, we realize that through investigations that the person is not culpable, or we have not found any evidence to the fact that he or she has committed so and so crime, then we let the person go.
And looking at the public, we're looking at us, what are some of the things you think that if we do, it will help with the work of vehicle, the mandate of vehicle? Okay,
to report, report suspicious cases. And in reporting,
do you have the whistleblowers? The Whistleblowers Act also
yes,
covers that person, and you really protect the person?
Yes, it operates.
Do you have any monetary benefits that comes with it?
Oh yes, because in the Whistleblowers Act, it's stated there, so we comply with that.
No, I mean, benefits.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
So that's what I'm saying, right? Yeah.
Yes. So they are protected under the Whistleblowers Act, so they can report, but they should give credible information, and they can also cooperate with us. Sometimes during investigation, some of them become evasive. They are not willing to bring or give out information and all that. So what I want the public to know is that they should feel free at any time to walk in our offices.
So we can walk in?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Our head office is at Shraj, adjacent Shraj.
Yeah.
So you can.
Do you have online where?
Yes, we have the website. We have online. We have a website. We have phone lines. If you can't go to our website, you can call. We have helplines that officers will attend to you. We have emails. You can equally send emails to our official email addresses, and we'll take it up from there.
Well, you answer the question. Is there any monetary gains?
As in,
so if I come and report a matter and then maybe you give me something small for my trouble, if there's really merit in the matter?
No.
Okay.
Because it's your duty as a public, it's your duty to report.
Okay, it's okay.
It's your duty
I'm going to chop duty.
Oh no, but if
and I know you want to.
You see, sometimes, let me just chip in this too. There are certain times that the institution might be looking for a figurative, and they'll put a ransom on the person that if you give us information, we will reward you with this. But ordinarily, walking in to make a complaint and you are paid, it is not.
And when there's merit?
It's not done like that. But when the matter is so high and so serious, we sometimes even the police will put out that when you give us information on ABCD, this is a ransom we put on the person's head. And you see the informants will come in and give information.
Yeah, because that's how I realized that people will be ready to stake their neck out if they think there's some benefit in it for them.
And people have benefited.
No, like he said, if there's a ransom, that's one, it is clear. It's clear that.
But one thing we should also know that it's a mandate, because if the society is safe, you're all safe.
Yes.
Because if you are not going to report it, we will all not be safe anyway.
Yes.
So, yeah. So actually, there was one guy, Cyril, who was just saying, Sanita, tell the security people that if you pay, we'll talk. If you pay, we'll talk. So Cyril, I've spoken your spoke for you. Okay, I've spoken your spoke.
No, but Cyril should also know that. Sorry, Cyril should also know that if you don't report, it will come for you.
Yeah.
They will come for you. Let's say romance scam or fraud. If you don't talk, it is you they will defraud, or your sister or a friend. So there's a need for you to come out, report. And we are not saying you should just walk in and say anything. But if you know the information is credible and you know that, what the person is doing, if the law enforcement agencies don't come in, it's going to escalate. I think you should report for your own safety and then the safety of others.
Yeah. Yeah. So with the police, how do we make your work better? Because frankly speaking, most times when you stop us on the road when we've not done no wrong, you waste our time. You do all that. We go like, you guys, you are not helping us at all. So how do we help you with your work?
In fact, when people say they've done no wrong and the police come after them, so I get surprised.
Because sometimes you don't skip the traffic, they'll chase you with your motor, and they don't.
That's not the only offense.
Well, that's the offense that is so obvious to us.
Yes, you see, the motor traffic regulations, look, there are a plethora of offenses that are there that every day motorists would commit one way or the other. That doesn't mean that men should always be going after people. Sometimes you can caution somebody and say that, look,
I think so.
Go and see no more.
Yeah.
Be very careful.
Yeah.
Next time,
advice if the person doesn't know.
A lot of our men do that. They do that a lot. It's just some few ones that some too. You see, when we are all law abiding, we should be able to appreciate the system in such a way that when you commit, be ready that the police should put you before the court.
Yeah.
But how many of us are ready? They'll pick up their phones and call you, senior police officer. Can you intervene for me?
So you see, sometimes it's about the waste of the time. Sometimes
it's not waste
hours.
You see, wait. Like immediately the police officer arrests you and says that you have done A, B, C, D. Okay. Can you give me a note and which court I should meet you? And of course.
You tell me that was a law.
You are a law-abiding citizen, and I'm telling you before you, believe me, the police officer will gladly give you a note and tell you that if it's a motor traffic offense, you say, meet me at La District Court.
I have been in it before. I've told the police, tell me the police station. This is this is where I work. This is it. I will meet you at the police station because I'm on my way to court. If I'm there, tell me and I'm telling you, say, I'm a lawyer, so at least I was able to.
So did you have your gown there?
I know. You see,
so we had a lot of back and forth, and then later he said, "We are all in the." I say we are all in the law way, so you go.
Dog by dog, no blood.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just thinking that you just imagine if it's an average person.
But Anita, like a lot of police officers do not harass lawyers unless.
No, they don't. But I'm talking about the normal average person.
Yes.
And so you say you are a lawyer, they will try to bully you, and the minute they know you're a lawyer, it changes 180. And I'm like, should it be like that?
You see, the police officers you see today is the reflection of
our society.
Our own society. So it is your brothers, your sisters, your uncles, your husbands, your boyfriends, and so on and so forth. They find themselves into the police service. Yes, and we as trainers try to model the people to become the best for our society. So it is training, retraining, training, retraining to get the best for our. If you look into the sub-region, or in Africa, we are not doing badly at all. We are not doing badly at all. I have traveled to our countries, and we are not doing badly at all. It's just that we have some bad nuts in the system, and we cannot, I can say, we cannot take all those people out. They are also part of it that makes it whole. But we have to just minimize. We have systems in place. We have procedures in place when a police officer misbehaves, where you can take the person to. They are all there. Yes. So so you know the standard bureau is there to investigate the conduct.
And that's at the headquarters, right?
No, their office is located at Nima, behind the Nima police station.
Oh, okay. There's another. Oh, okay.
Yes, the Professional Standards Bureau.
Okay.
So when a police officer misconducts himself and you go to his superior and you can't see any results, there are places that you can.
I thought they were at the headquarters.
Pips?
Yes.
Pips, I thought they were at the headquarters.
No, the office is at Nima, behind the Nima police station. There's
it's still Pips, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a nice structure that you go there, you'll be received nicely by officers. You can lodge your complaint and it will be investigated. You see a lot of officers have found themselves referred to service inquiry by complaints of the public. But don't forget, when you report a police officer, it doesn't mean that your report is just taken line. We have to investigate it.
Yeah, and he's innocent until proven guilty.
Yes, the innocence that every person that is alleged to be committing something feel like, okay, I'm innocent. The police officer must also be seen like that. But before these matters will come before the police, the public would have bastardized the officer without listening to the officer and so on and so forth. I'm not holding brief for our people. Sometimes you see, and when you hear the side of the story of the police, then you get to know, why did you do this? You could have approached it differently. Then you see that the public was, oh, I didn't know about it that way. The police officers, I said earlier, they are our friends.
Yeah.
We are there for you. We are there for you.
When I hear a politician or a police person say that, I guess good. We are there
to be honest,
no, but there are some that are. I think what council should admit is that, I think which you have admitted is that if you be a
all right, so I have Sikatete. He says, interesting and eye-opening discussions, forging death certificates. Lord have mercy. Yes, Lord have mercy. Lucy, I met a few Esquire. Yes, Esquire. Nana is born 10 Bay, very educative program. Thank you, Nana. Lucy, I met a few eye-opening and very educative. Thank you, Lucy. Legrand and Enos Techala. Church educative. So good education, I hope. My French is not that good. Enos, don't come and worry me. Solomon Pamford said, don't we have too many institutions virtually doing the same thing, leading to duplication of efforts and roles? Actually, that was my next question. Well done, Kate. Great, from Richard Beidu. So Solomon's question is very apt. Many institutions seems to be doing exactly the same thing or something similar. Baby.
Okay, you see, when my friend Chief Sopo from the immigration was speaking, he said, look, we are all having the same goal, the safety of the public, national security, safety. So how can our society be safe? The security of our state is in our hands. How do we handle it? Can the police alone handle it? As he said earlier, the police have been the mother organization that gave birth to most of the agencies that you see. So they were either small units, and you see, when an agency is specialized, it's just that we are not allowing our institutions to work the way they ought to work. We are interfering into the way the institutions have to work. If we are allowing all the institutions, we can see that we are not duplicating anything. We are on track. And the collaboration from institutions, from IOCO, police, NIB, and all the other agencies, people even didn't know that NIB was part of police. Yes, NIB was just a branch of police. People didn't know. These agencies have specific mandate. So for IOCO, they have a law that creates them and what they are supposed to do. She mentioned white-collar job. White-collar crime,
so it means it's more like
yes,
taking part and then specializing in
yes, and that makes you
our
to
time
be able
is
to...
up, eh?
Oh.
All right, so Phyllis Okpoti says, interesting discussion ongoing. That's my RP Kofi. Harriet Ado says, great discussion. So under a minute, summarize what you've taken in one sentence in your local language. Let me start from Frank. In your local language, one sentence, summarize what the take home in this discussion is in your local language.
Well, I'm sure people will understand my local language.
Oh, we understand. No worries.
Yes. Ene wange depe kanjio. Isane wabom wahimode kune wawa amralo. Nena check security agencies so. Police due, immigration due, fire due. Agencies no menge kan amawa wokune woni cheme wana tuwe mjom. Eje wawame ne achuni. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Kate.
So my dialect is also Bruni, so Fafra.
Okay.
So Marma, Insorma, Insoro. Selozat to talk the color de la Tunfi had Madana. No Tunfi had Malabazume. So agencies Seba in what are not together to Bazala Bandela to my Yoku. Police Bobby me, immigration Bobby me. So who would see a war when yet never at a Tunfia, who never at Stella to Bounty, Poliwo, Bow Anyoki, Benume. Trale King Poleku, what and what my office, not my office Bula, Akrat, that's a head office blame, regional office Malam Bome. Trale wa analu report because I reported next time, Hunt Barikwana, Barik in Tarana to Kawana Yili. Another time, Hunt Barikwana, so Benyam Zuzu. Ya nye tumfi had malam binyame wa aina ya wana reporting.
Thank you.
You're a tear for the one say when you're so much here.
I thought you do airway.
No, I'll do 3 years. So now, when you're
I'm just
I'll do 3 and I'll add everything to it.
Okay.
You know, if you are multilingual, that's the challenge that you face.
Under a minute.
So, under a minute, a tier for approach, gonna approach for Mohamedia, more information, and I'm a Juma CP, a sita. Now, more information now, my Jumano, Yentimua, your horse have a bomb who bind. Niamo or Manumu, Ubi Timiako, Abana, or Da, Nawada. Senia, ye Manu Bedua mine. Yo Nyasalao, approach Dory, Miapete, Miabedoy. That ejebe mi atana information na mi take information na mi kode mi akpere mi antine mi aten a protect me that but kuku na mi kponya do alo na le jojole mi abe sound me mi na mi anya kaba na mi nya kode mi atakpere mi antira akpe ma na yira mi.
My our friends, he said it well. All right. So Sedina Avon says great discussions. Thank you, Sedina. Jeffrey Opon Safu says, I think the public should be willing to give information, whether big or small, freely. So true. So to end it all, what we are saying is that the state institutions are your friends. In the legal fraternity, these institutions, without them, it cannot work. So you having your peace of mind, you doing your work and doing it well, and you being safe is because of these institutions. So if you're not ready to work with them and work for them, then our democracy and our legal institution will come to naught. All right. So next week we're going to have a very interesting discussion. Prenuptials. Prenuptials, what are they? Have you heard of them before? Next week we'll be discussing. So my time is fast spent. Anita Light here. Until next week, please stay safe and adieu from us.